What is going on, everyone? My name is Ken. Thank you guys for coming back for yet another video. Hey, I really do appreciate it. Before we get started, guys, I really hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas, a happy holiday, and I hope your 2020 is going well as well. But we are back in the new year with another review, so let's get started. All right, guys, so this is the DB Power EX7000 action camera. Now, this action camera retails on Amazon for under 20 bucks. So this is a really budget friendly action camera. There are some out there, but this is a really budget friendly action camera. One of the action cameras, I was actually surprised on how it performed. Now, if you're looking for an action camera like this, you can go on Amazon. I think it's $19.99. That's the price of it. And they also have some little 5%, sometimes 10% coupons. So you can actually get it well under $20. So as you can see, it's made of this smooth, really good looking plastic. It's real smooth in your hands. It feels pretty good. So be careful, you can drop it. Now on the back of the camera, you see your 2-inch LCD touchscreen. Again, it's touchscreen for a $20 budget friendly action camera. Now this action camera is really designed functioning well for an action camera in this price range under 20 bucks. You know, to me, it's designed really well. Now, one thing I do want to tell you guys, if you do decide to get an action camera like this, you may want to get you a screen protector for this LCD touchscreen on the back, because it's a $20 action camera, and the chances are if you drop it, it will crack that screen. So it doesn't have any of that rubbery feel around it to actually give it a kind of a cushion if you drop it. So it's made of plastic. Haven't dropped this one, but I'm assuming if you do drop it, it would not take much for this screen to crack. So that's one thing I do recommend you guys get. So guys, this action camera does not have any buttons on the side. However, it does have these power mode and the selection mode right here. So if you do decide to get this action camera, just know that one of the things I do like about it, it does not have the up and down. I don't really like that. I never really use it anyway on most action cameras, but for this to be a $20 action camera, I am really surprised that it doesn't have these up and down buttons that you see on most budget friendly action cameras. So it does have these mode buttons at the top that allow you to function through the action camera. Now we're not going to talk about a lot of the specs of this action camera because it's a $20 action camera, but however, it does shoot 4K. It does shoot 2.7 at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 60, 1080p at 30 as well. And of course, it shoots some other resolution way below that, but we don't talk about that on this channel because who shoots 720p anyway? But again, it has it if you guys wanted to shoot it, but you know, we don't shoot that on this channel. So let's talk about some of the videos that we shot earlier today, and we're going to come back. We're going to wrap it up and talk a little bit more about this action camera. All right, so this is 4K at 30 frames per second. As you can tell, there's a little shake going on with the camera and a little bit of fishbowl, but however, you can see that it's pushing that saturation pretty high in this setting. So those trees in the foreground, you can look at that saturation. All right, this is 2.7 at 30 frames per second. Again, a lot of shaking is going on with the camera in this particular setting, as you can tell. Now the camera did state that it has EIS, but I could not find any function where EIS was on this particular camera. So I'm assuming it has some type of stabilization, but not good. And again, this particular setting, you can still see the saturation of those trees are pushed pretty high. All right, this is 1080p at 60 frames per second. Still a little shaking going on, but not as much as before. I can tell you that the color looks pretty good on this particular setting. I do like it. Again, there's some wobbling, some shaking going on. And again, the camera says that it has EIS, but I cannot find it. Again, the colors look pretty decent. It still had that saturation, but I don't particularly mind it in this particular setting. To me, I do like it. All right, so this is 1080p at 30 frames per second. To me, this is the best setting for this particular action camera. Again, there's some shaking going on, as I talked about it in the rest of the resolution. However, to me, this is the best setting for this action camera. The colors look more natural. It still got some saturation in the back of the foreground, but to me, this is the best setting for this particular camera. So leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think.
Audio test 1 2 3 4. Audio test 1 2 3 4. Audio test 1 2 3 4. Audio test 1 2 3 4.
All right, so one of the things I do want to make sure I tell you guys that you notice from the video, it's not very stable. The action cameras, when you look on Amazon, it does say that it has image stabilization. However, I don't think it does. There's no function on this camera to actually show you what image stabilization is on this action camera. But however, if you can get a gimbal with something like this, it's a budget-friendly action camera, I think you'll be doing very well. Now, 4K is not the perfect way to shoot with this action camera. I don't think 4K looks that good in this action camera. However, I do think if you shoot in 2.7 to 30 frames per second, or if you shoot at 1080p at 30 frames per second, I think you'll be very, very satisfied with an action camera like this. So what do I think about this action camera? I think this action camera is good for someone who do not want to shoot 4K. Although the action camera says it shoots 4K, I don't think that you want to shoot 4K with a $20 action camera like this, not the DB Power EX7000. The 4K on this action camera, as you see, it does not look that great. Plus, it doesn't have stabilization. And to me, I would rather shoot this action camera in 1080p 30 or 2.7 to 30 frames per second. To be honest with you, I would rather shoot it at 1080p 30 or 1080p 60 than I would shoot it in any other resolution with this particular action camera. So this is a great budget-friendly action camera for those of you who are just getting started and wanted to get started shooting out some videos with an action camera, who don't want to spend the 60 or 70 or 80 or $100 to $300 range for another budget-friendly action camera. Now, do keep this in mind. If you do decide to go up in value, maybe to your $60 or $90 price range, you do get a better quality action camera than you do this right here. But this action camera is good for the money. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do think for 20 bucks, you do get some good quality out of an action camera like this. So again, just to wrap it up a little bit more, if you want to shoot 4K, this is not an action camera in that $20 price range that you want to buy. But if you're comfortable with shooting something in 1080p 60 or 1080p 30, I think you will be satisfied with an action camera like this. But make sure you have some type of stabilizer so you can get some of those shakes and stuff out of it. So I did have something that I held it with, but again, you still get a lot of the shake into the video. Not a lot, but you do get some as well. So all right, guys, this is going to wrap this video up. I really do appreciate y'all for joining me. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit that bell for notification, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe. And until then, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.